Welcome back, everybody, to This Is My Bourbon Podcast. I'm your host, Perry. I'm back! I'm back!
He's back!
I made it.
Barely.
Barely is right, man.
Barely.
I'm hanging on by a daggum thread.
He's the Perr barely.
And with me, as he always is, because he held down the fort, man, and did a great daggum job of it, too. It's the Whiskey Mutant himself.
Hey, we're family.
Thank you, man.
We're like the Fast and the Furious. Only I didn't go down in a blazing car.
So I want to talk about a couple of things. First of all, like I said, thank you for all the hard work and help that you have given. While I've been on my self-prescribed paternity leave.
Yeah. And ayahuasca.
And look, it has moved me to go to a different bourbon podcast, though, where I'm going to tear my Achilles and be out for...
Yeah. First episode.
First episode in the first 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
No. What was I saying? I don't know. No. Thank you genuinely for all the work that you did. It was fun to be a listener of the podcast for a little while, even though I was editing the podcast.
You were a double listener.
Behind the scenes. But it was refreshing to know that it wasn't just dead in the water while I was gone.
Yeah.
It's been a huge adjustment with 2 kids. Everybody always says that. You think it's a big adjustment having your first kid, and it is, but having the second kid is doing a complete 180.
Not as bad having 3. You're already used to 2.
Exactly.
So,
but we're not having a third
Good
kid.
luck.
We're done. We're
That's
done
what
after
they
this
all
one.
say.
We're done. I'm getting snipped eventually. Sometime soon. I don't know when yet. We'll get there.
What if it happens right before you get
That would be my luck. And I've had some luck recently.
Yeah,
which we'll talk about in a moment. The other thing I want to say too, which I haven't really gotten to say in a proper format on the podcast, is how much I have enjoyed your other podcast. It's a small Disney podcast with you and your wife, April.
It's been fun.
There are 4 episodes out so far.
Yep.
As of the release of this episode. Most recent one was on the Haunted Mansion, which is very appropriate for Halloween week.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween, everybody, by the way. I think thinking about it, Haunted Mansion might be my favorite ride too.
Oh, it's the best.
In spoilers for this episode, by the way, of Small Disney Podcast. It might also, be my favorite in Magic Kingdom.
It's just got it all.
It's just incredible.
It is.
Yeah, it is. I think you're right. It is Disney, but not Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, one of the things that I've enjoyed the most about, we'll get to bourbon stuff in a second. I'm sorry. I have to glaze up my buddy here for a moment.
Because I ain't doing it because I hate talking about it.
I know. One of the things I love the most about the podcast is that with as much, that you all are talking about making the most out of like a Disney trip, you're also going into the history of these attractions and, the opportunities that you can pursue in the park as well. It's just a very all-encompassing Disney podcast that's, like you all say, it's coming from people who are not influencers or not going all the time. You're making the most out of your trips to Disney, which I appreciate because I'm the same way. When we go, we're going to be making the most out of it because we only have a limited time.
Yeah, you can't just go all the time and be like, you know what, today I'm just going to do this and chill and all that. Like, you got to get it all in.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
And I also appreciate the hard work you put in editing because
You've learned.
I've learned.
Yeah.
I'm still learning. I don't like it.
You haven't even done a video portion of it.
No, I don't. I'm baby stepping.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we'll get there one day. But, in order for some episodes to get out, I just got to learn how to edit first. So
The video stuff,
I'm not even about to start attempting that.
yeah, you'll get there eventually. Just like you will get over to patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast and support the show for as little as $1 a month if you want to. And if you also want to get some bonus content over there at $5 a month, that is how you can do that. There are bonus episodes that come out every week that include Sample Irresistible. I had to think about it for a second. Pours from the floor and pop chugga wow wow. The pregame chats that come out before every single episode and the uncut version of this podcast.
Uncut version.
All right. Usually there's 10 to 20 minutes of bonus content that is just for Patreon listeners. It's not just like, us leaving in the ums and uhs and everything.
No.
It's like stuff that we do just for Patreon.
I reviewed
too.
some samples that I teased on the main episode that
That's
nobody
right.
else got to hear.
Yeah.
So,
Have you found the other 3 samples that
Yes.
Don said? Oh, did you?
eventually. I started looking, and when I realized there was more.
Your basement actually does look quite good.
Yeah, I
By the
cleaned
way,
it up
it's
a little
nice and
bit.
cleaned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
set those boxes over there.
Nah,
Gotta
I'm
do
not.
something. My kids actually came down and started getting into all the boxes and messed it up. They were neatly set over there, but now they look like shit. So
That's fine. Sick of it. We normally kick off episodes with Flying Blind or Sips and Snacks. Now, here's the thing. I had a Flying Blind planned that was not so blind because we had friends say we wanted you to taste this on the podcast. We're still going to do that after we do Sips and Snacks because it is
Halloween.
Spooky Week. So we're gonna do some Halloween candy pairings.
Not traditional ones.
Not traditional ones.
Okay.
Not traditional ones. Which I'm very excited about. I brought
You
a couple.
put together this.
I
pairing.
brought a couple to the table.
See, I love when people do the work and I just get the taste.
Mutinify
Yeah.
themselves. Yeah. You've also got one too. I don't know if we're gonna get to it. Or
I just
not.
grabbed it in case. I didn't
Yeah.
know. I didn't know what we were doing.
Well, I just kind of fly.
That's a classic. We've done that every time, and I was like, "Well, we got to do it." But you've also got to just take it away.
We'll get there. Yeah. I think let's start with the one that
The Easter candy.
it's not Easter candy.
That's an egg with ears.
This, shut up, was featured on an episode of Good Mythical Morning. Or actually might have been a more. I don't remember.
Hot ones?
No.
Oh.
These are stuffed puffs filled marshmallows. They are caramel apple flavored. Okay? Outside is the actual caramel apple, and on the inside, the outside is the green apple, the inside is the
Yolk?
caramel. Yeah, the yolk. I was so excited to try these. You can get them at Walmart. Okay?
Sponsor us.
What'd you say?
Walmart sponsor us.
They're never going to, but I'd love that.
Ask.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I've got an idea for the pairing
Okay.
for this one. I want us to try this first and foremost. They're individually wrapped as well. So you've still got some time, of course, before Halloween. It'd be great to put in your bowl to hand out to kids.
Smoke it.
Maybe. If that's
What?
Hey, if that's what you're into. It's got a little bit of like sugar coating
Yeah.
on the outside
It
too.
smells so fake.
It does, but
It smells like an armpit.
you think that smells like an armpit.
Smell mine.
Why does yours smell different than mine?
Mine smells like an armpit.
Do some of the
Oh, well.
yours does it taste like one too?
Kinda. You like that?
Mine just tastes like a marshmallow with caramel filling.
Let me try another one. I think I got a bad egg.
I think you did. It's not Easter. I hate this.
You got Easter candy for
I think
Halloween.
it's Easter candy. Do your hands smell like armpit?
No, they smell like bourbon. Oh, not bad.
I think you got a bad one. That's so weird.
I can handle this one.
It tastes good, right? I mean, it actually tastes like a green apple.
It tastes like a green apple, like sucker and stuff like that. Really, a treat like this is so artificial and sweet that you're like good for one.
Yeah, you don't need a whole bunch of them.
You're not going to sit and like eat like a bunch of these in a
No.
row. So what are we pairing this with? Also, the pour over is going to be the perfect little bowl for.
Oh, it's great. Yeah. We tried this on the pregame chats.
Okay.
But I was thinking the Larceny C924.
Okay.
Because my dominant flavor note I got on this when I was reviewing it was green apple. So I wanted to see if we could kind of flavor bomb.
So we're going for the bomb. We're going for
the explosion.
The explosion
yeah.
of a pairing. All right. Well, let me have a little. I actually think the leftover like little bit of like sugar and stuff in my mouth makes me like the Larceny better.
I think so too. It helps bring out some of the darker notes.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan on the pregame when I had that. Yeah. All right, pour over. Look at that.
It soaked it right up.
It brings out the caramel more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. It gives it a little bit more oomph.
Yeah.
It does explode the flavors.
It does, for sure.
It's a lot more appley and caramelly. That's not bad.
No.
I don't know what happened to
this. I think you got the taint mellow. You got the one reject that some guy was frustrated at work, and he just like.
Oh, it says right here one bad egg in each bag. Cool. And I got them one bad egg.
Oh. You're the wiener.
Great for Easter baskets.
Last time I do a pairing on this show. So you were gonna do just the regular Reese's pumpkin.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
We had the Reese's Take Fives.
Yeah, these are good.
Sitting out. Pretzels, caramel, peanut butter, peanuts, and chocolate.
I like this.
Have you paired these before?
Maybe a long time ago.
Yeah.
There for a while, I was pairing Reese's like every post. It was like Reese's chips, Reese's big caramel,
Reese's popcorn,
Reese's popcorn, Reese's ice cream.
Right.
Reese's dildos.
There's an idea.
I love them. The sweet and salty. I'm sorry, people. Something you haven't had that I think will pair well with this.
Ooh. Oh, sneakerhead. I'm down.
I think this will add just a little bit more to this to give it a little bit more flavor.
Do you want that glass or do you want to? Yeah, the 2XO sneakerhead is what Eric pulled out.
And I want to know what you think of this because
I'm so excited for this.
Reviewed this one alone.
It's a little fruity on the nose. One of the things I love about 2XO, just kind of across the board, is the drinkability factor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm never left with them going, this is too much or too little. It's just very perfectly balanced.
I think so. And, we're kind of talking in the Discord because we were trying to remember, Jared has been documenting some of our scores, whether he gets it right or wrong. Well, who's to say, but
I don't even get it right most of the time.
No, I'm just playing. Jared.
I can't count.
I appreciate him keeping track, but we did come to find out that most of the 2XO stuff, these Icon series, like these blends, they almost always get kind of the same score.
Yeah.
And it's not like the craziest, 20 out of 20s and all that. And it's never like, oh, this is bad. It really is like that, 13 to 15 score that's like just drinkable. It's special, but also you don't have to feel like you're never going to get one of these ever again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It tastes good to share, and it's around. You can go buy another bottle if you want, but it's also still a little bit special as well. So,
Yeah.
And I thought this one had a lot of it does have some peanut butter, but it also had fruit on it. It was like peanut butter and fruit, peanut butter and an apple, peanut butter or whatever. So
Definitely.
I think you can add this to a little bit of the peanut butter and chocolate on this and get a little bit more fruit in there, and it's almost like the total package.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. It gives it like a dried fruit note.
What is your favorite candy to steal out of your kids' trick-or-treat bag?
Honestly,
What do you go for?
I'm very basic. I'm a big Reese's guy,
Same.
just in general.
I think Reese's and solid Hershey chocolate is my favorite to steal.
Just regular Hershey's.
Just like the Hershey, just straight
Bars.
up chocolate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest with you. I am not the biggest sweets guy in the world. It's just really not my favorite thing.
You like when people put like chicken wings in people's Halloween bags and stuff, don't you?
Could you imagine my kid comes home and it's like
It's not even wrapped.
hot wings, it's just loose wings,
Sauce everywhere.
I mean, I would prefer to eat more of like a meal.
Did you ever go anywhere that they gave you fruit?
No. And if I did, I would run away.
Popcorn balls? You ever get popcorn
I
balls?
would be happy about popcorn balls.
I love some popcorn balls.
Yeah. What about you? Other than the Hershey's.
I like the Twizzlers. I'm a big fun size Twizzlers. Yeah, Reese's, Hershey bar, Twizzlers. I'll probably take a Snickers. I'd probably steal the Snickers as well. Those one little orange, black, just plain wrapper candies that are just solid pieces of shit. Get them out.
Like, where did these come from?
Yeah.
Who makes them?
The worst. The worst.
Did they just appear one day out of nowhere?
The worst.
What flavor are these?
They're nothing. They're cement flavored.
While we're talking about what we've been drinking recently, we're also going to pour something special.
Okay.
That was going to be saved.
I ruined it all.
Yeah, I ruined everything, folks.
I ruined it.
No, that's not true. You surprised me. Just not surprised me like it was a surprise that you got for me. I just didn't know that this was happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like surprises sometimes when they're not for me.
You're like me. I'm not a big surprise guy.
I love to surprise people. I don't like to be the surprisee. Is that right? Surprisee? Am I the surpriser or the surpriser?
You're the surpriser.
I'm the
You're giving the surprise. You're not
I don't want to
receiving
be the receivee.
Yeah. Anyway. You split a bottle with some friends of the only Augusta Buckner's 17-year-old pick that has ever existed.
Yeah.
I mean, not the only bottle.
I got the only one.
Yeah, there weren't many bottles, but you did.
Yeah, I did. I was like, I got to get it. And so I bought, I went in because it is an expensive boy.
Yes.
A very expensive bottle, but I heard about it. We kind of talked about it a little bit.
We did.
And then it happened. The pick happened. I started getting some feedback from people, and they were like, so I was like, I feel like I gotta have this, especially for us. I thought I was gonna get us so I found a couple people. They were like, you want to go in with me, and I'll get the bottle. I'll split it. There's my share right there on this little bottle
How
there.
dark it is. It's got some floaters in it too.
So part of this is in Kentucky, and another big section of it is in California right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I decided to pop it for Patreon.
Yeah. And we had been asked by our friends at Bluegrass Barrel Pickers, who did the pick, to have some on the show and talk about it. And we were asked this before I knew that Eric bought a bottle.
Oopsie.
And I was planning on surprising Eric with this. And we just wound up surprising each other. It's like when you buy the same Christmas present.
Right. You're like
a person.
You watch it, but the first person, but you always have to be that first person that
Exactly
sees what happened. And you were the first person because you were editing the episode. And
Yeah.
you're like,
and you had no clue that this was happening at all. So huge thanks to the Haddixes, who are some of the guys that run Bluegrass Barrel Pickers, for handing off to us some of a bottle of the Buckner single barrel. 17 years old, 120 proof. I've not had this yet. You, of course, have.
my, how the tides have turned. I can't wait till you have it.
I'm so excited for this.
Why don't we, here, you pour that.
Okay.
I'll pour mine. That way you get to keep a little bit more.
Okay. And I'm not even going to pour that much because we have a lot to get to on this episode, as you know by the title.
And the picture.
And yeah, there is much that we are doing on this week's episode, but undisclosed location as to where this came from, but 17-year-old bourbon from Kentucky.
Yeah. Take a whiff of it. Smells like 17-year-old Kentucky bourbon right off the bat, baby. You don't even have to deep dive into it. One little whiff across the top of the glass, and you're like, that's Kentucky bourbon right there.
Why can't it all be like this?
The age-old question. I mean, it's...
Daggum, dude.
dark cherry, man. Barrel, Kentucky. It's just Kentucky.
I mean, it's just
bourbon.
It's just walking through a rick house.
It's Kentucky.
It's
bourbon,
the angel
baby.
share.
Yes.
It's being a bourbon drinker.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything good about bourbon.
If now don't quote me, but I think there's not very many bottles of this. Period. I think.
No, there were
Yeah.
not. I mean, like less than 100.
Yeah. Oh baby. Oh baby.
You know what's funny about this bottle too? It doesn't look like a 750. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
But it has a shape to it.
Chunker.
Yeah.
It's a little chunker.
It's a little chody boy.
Yeah, a little chode.
Okay.
All right.
Let's
Get into it.
get into it for sure.
Before it even gets to the back of your tongue, it's an instant. It's instant, just freaking mouthgasm. It's a burbgasm. Kentucky bourbongasm. It's so thick, dude. If you're listening, not watching.
I'm not saying
Perry's
anything because
speechless right
I am speechless. It's
cherry syrup. It's barrel finished cherry syrup, if that's a thing. At the end of the day, it's what Kentucky bourbon is, baby. I don't care right now. I don't care what. I ain't even like saying any other stuff. I'm just saying, like, man, you can't beat that. You cannot beat that.
It's what I wanted bourbon to taste like when I first started drinking bourbon.
It's what I had in my head that, like, every special bottle of bourbon.
Yeah.
It was like, is it going to taste like that? Like, that's what you expect every special bottle of bourbon you buy to taste like.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's crazy.
yeah, dude. It's like thick cherry syrup on a pancake or something. It's so thick, dude. It's so thick.
Bluegrass Barrel Pickers, by the way, they made no money off of this either. I mean,
yeah,
they
no
did
doubt.
it for the love of the game.
Yeah, for the love of the
basically.
game, baby.
And that was the only way that they could do it too. It was like a take it or leave it scenario.
Yeah.
I'm just happy.
I mean,
It hits like right in your soul.
Even though that looks like there's not a lot left, you don't have to hardly pour anything.
No.
Did you see the inside
Yeah, I did.
sticker? That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. You can't see it on the camera, but
It's very hard to show you too.
there's the inside sticker. But all you need is
Yeah,
just
you don't
like,
see it.
yeah, you want that
It's not a big
one.
deal.
You want that one special pour. Like, I think we're kind of the same. If we're really just sitting down to have a few pours, I usually like to have a couple of just like good hitters. And then, you know what, my last pour of the evening, maybe something's going on, you got to work things or whatever. I'm like, I'm going to have one little bit of something special.
Yeah.
And this is
so above and beyond just like something special though.
well, I mean, I'm just saying you only have to pour this much in order
Yeah.
to enjoy this.
Not even a half ounce. It's
You
like a
can
quarter
make
of an
this
ounce.
last.
Yeah.
So it's delicious, man. It's delicious. I have no, just for what I bought part of my bottle with is probably a little more than what I spent recently. And I have no regrets on it at all. No regrets. No regrets at all.
Okay. Well, what have you been drinking recently?
What have I been drinking recently?
Buckner 17.
No.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm saving it.
I don't blame you.
I want that to last for a long time.
Yeah.
What have I been drinking recently? Let's see. I had last night actually. I broke my not going to have anything to drink because it's a work night because work sucked.
I know.
I had some of the Elijah Craig 18 that we barely have some left from. I pulled it out from the meetup.
Oh, snap. I didn't realize we had any of that left.
We have about that much left.
Oh, okay.
That much made it. And I looked at it and I said, you, me,
Together.
So I've had I had a little bit of Elijah Craig 18. Elijah Craig 18. What else have I had? I know it's Halloween and it's but they've already put out Christmas tree cakes.
They have.
And
Yeah,
I've already
it's
went
crazy.
through a box.
It's a whole box?
Well, I only had 2, but my kids had
Oh,
the rest.
okay.
All
right. I was going to say, how's that cholesterol thing
Uh,
that you've been dealing with?
Not good. So, first of the year is almost here. New Year's resolution. I'll get back on track. I mean, it's just what, 3 months till the New Year? I can be bad for 3 more months.
You're dead.
Yeah. Hopefully, I make it. But had Christmas tree cakes. Did a little pour over with that. I used some.
I gotta find another co-host.
Just some Buffalo Trace, just a little bit of Buffalo Trace on there. You get that cherry on there. But I also had next week. Remind me to let you try something.
Okay. I mean, we got
What?
nothing.
What?
Nothing.
Are you saying next week? No, on like
Next week's gonna be another big week.
okay,
man.
on like pre-games or something.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Do you see that smoke wagon black bottle right there? Right beside the shark repellent.
Oh, yeah.
So that had been sitting kind of in the back, and I didn't realize it's like barrel 53, and they're on like what,
Jeez.
hundreds? Or
Yeah, who
something?
knows? Yeah.
Dude. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have a little bit of this. MGP ain't what it used to be.
Dang.
That's all I'm going to say. So next week on Patreon, I want you to try a little bit of it. It will blow you away. I already know. It will blow you away.
Okay.
So I'll tease that. What have you been drinking?
Well, I've been gone for a month, so let's back up a little bit.
You're going to go a whole month's worth?
Well, I got stuff we got to talk about.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sit back, relax. Pour something up.
So,
Tell me. I need another reskill.
now if one were to say that they hypothetically in the hospital were to have poured something after their child was born, hypothetically,
Okay.
they would have hypothetically taken.
Because nobody would ever do that. That's
Nobody would
against the
ever
rules
do
of
that.
a hospital.
Hypothetically,
Yeah.
they would have taken some of the Brook Hill 15 that their friend Chad, My Daily Bourbon, handed off at their last recording session before their second child was born. Chade, yes.
Yeah.
Your best friend who shows up to every recording session.
Yeah, Chade. I love Chade. Chad, My Daily Bourbon's another story. I love Chade, though. Chade is very, he helped us during the meetup. He's given us bottles and done all this. Chade's a good guy. Chad, My Daily Bourbon. Fuck him.
Yep.
So,
by the way, for anybody who doesn't know, too, this was also the day when not only my child was born, but also.
Oh, you're getting ready to trauma dump here, aren't you?
Oh yeah, dude, I've had a heck of a time since I've been gone.
So hypothetically, you had some Brook Hill.
Brook Hill 15.
Yeah.
That morning too, when we were supposed to be leaving, happy, ready to go, not stressed or anything. I was going to bring my dogs inside. Okay. And this is not news to you.
I know.
You've been along for the ride for the whole time.
I'm going along with the theme here. Just being the co-host.
Our backyard is fenced in, but our driveway is not. Okay. And from our backyard to our back door, you can see down the driveway to the sidewalk. So I'm bringing the dogs inside. I don't normally put them on a leash or like carry them or anything. They're smaller. It's easy to kind of wrangle them inside. Our oldest dog, Marie, sees another dog on the sidewalk this morning who is being walked by two people. She takes off, gets into a fight with this dog, and gets bit so hard that her leg breaks. Remember, this is the morning that I am supposed to be taking my wife to the hospital.
Scheduled. You already know.
So our scheduled C-section.
Got to be there on
Got to be there on time.
Yeah.
I have to rush our dog to the vet hospital so that she can get a cast on, have x-rays done and everything. Luckily, we have a vet hospital not even 5 minutes from us. We know somebody who works there too. We went to college with her. So she's kind of messaging me the whole time that we're in the human hospital as well, giving me updates and everything. At one point, we think Marie is going to have her leg amputated because they think the break is so bad. We eventually, there's a whole bunch of other drama that happens with it that I'll skip. Eventually find out that there is a vet surgeon in Louisville, which is, an hour away from us in Lexington, who can operate on her, and there will be a very good chance of saving her leg. So this is a Monday when all this happens, right? Have the baby on Monday. Everything's fine. We come home on Wednesday. We get told that we can take her to the vet doctor, the surgeon, on Thursday in Louisville.
Okay.
and they can probably get her into surgery.
Right.
So I get up at 6 a.m. and drive my dog to Louisville for a surgery. Surgery goes great. Everything's fine. The next day, they say she's ready to be picked up. You know what happens the next day?
What?
We have a hurricane in Kentucky.
It's true. I lost power for 3 days.
I lost power for a day.
Yeah.
I drove my dog in a hurricane back to my house with a broken leg in a cast that she had surgery on.
Can somebody AI that photo?
What, me and
Perry Ritter drives dog that just had surgery back home in a hurricane. I want to see it.
Yeah.
But she's doing okay.
She's doing great. She's gonna the day that this episode comes out, I will be driving her to Louisville to hopefully have her stent and cast removed, and she should be fine. But this is, been ongoing for the past month. Marie's the best. Everybody that has met her.
If you're a longtime listener, you just hear Perry yelling Marie a lot in the old episodes.
Because she barks at everything that breathes, dude.
Oh, I love Marie.
It's crazy. But she's very defensive. She probably sensed that we were stressed out that morning, and she wanted to defend us and just ran off and everything.
She's like, I'm going to fuck somebody up. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
And she picked the wrong person.
Yeah.
We all do it. I pick the wrong person to fight with every day.
Yourself.
Yeah.
Your demons.
What'd you do at the gas station?
Well, I'll keep talking about things I've been drinking along the way as well. Because I want to frame some of this with good things as well. So the bottle that I had saved for when we got home with the baby was a Weller 12.
Ooh.
So the night we got home, I cracked open a Weller 12.
Well, I remember you talking about this in the Discord.
Yeah, and it was fine.
You weren't
Wasn't
impressed.
anything special.
You weren't impressed.
It got better after it was open.
Good.
For a little bit. We got media samples in the mail, stuff I haven't even told you about yet that we will talk about over the coming weeks. These Heaven Hill barrel proofs. My oldest daughter, Eden's 4th birthday, was a couple weeks ago, too.
You drank some paint, didn't you?
Yes.
Oh.
One of the bottles that I opened for her birthday was a Jack Barrel Proof Rye that had a bottling date of the day after her 3rd birthday.
Yeah.
But it was very close to it. So I was like,
Pretty close.
Why not? So we can hold on to that at some point. I didn't have a place to put it, listeners. But the week before her birthday, I was getting gas so I could take Marie to Louisville again so that she could have her leg x-rayed to make sure that it was being healed properly.
Right.
Okay, so this was a Thursday. And if you know anything about Thursdays in the life of TIMBP, that is when I normally stream.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I was planning on streaming this night because I had a free evening. And I was like, well, I'll go get gas. I'll make it back in time, and I will be able to stream. This was at 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the afternoon.
And the world said no.
I am leaving the gas station. I am in front of the building of a gas station. I am in between the gas pumps and the building. And a lady in a pickup truck runs headfirst into the back of my car.
Mama.
She does not have a license. She is uninsured. The truck is insured.
She borrowed the truck?
She borrowed the truck from the old man who was standing outside of the truck watching all of this happen. I am so pissed. I'm in a terrible mood. I get out of my car. First of all, I'm like, what is happening right now? I cannot believe that this is occurring. I get out of my car as they have pulled around to the back of the gas station parking lot, like about as far away from me as they possibly can be. And I yell almost at the top of my lungs, "What are you doing?"
They were just going to leave?
No, because there was only one way out, and I was basically blocking the exit. She goes, "I was trying to get you my effing information." Didn't have a tooth in her head. Okay. So we call the police, get the accident report and everything. She's getting visibly upset.
Over what?
Well, one, she doesn't have a license.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's her fault.
That's okay. Well, maybe. I don't know. Look, here's the thing. After I was able to get the accident report, it took like almost a week for it to show up online. I put in the address that she gave, and it was a homeless shelter.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but it's not great. So take Marie to the vet the next day. Everything's looking great with her leg. That day, Lucy says, "I've got a fever and I'm not feeling so good." That was when her mastitis was starting to flare up. For anybody who doesn't know, mastitis is something that can occur when you are breastfeeding and an infection can develop in your breast. She had already been treated for mastitis for about a week prior to this, and it was not going away. So she called her doctor early that morning, hoping that they would get her in. They did not call her back until 4:55 in the afternoon, when all of the urgent treatment centers would have been closed and the doctor's office was closing. And they said, "You need to go to the ER." So my day started at a hospital and ended at a hospital.
Nice. That's how my day always goes during the week.
Well, yeah, because you work at a hospital.
I was just trying to say, I know.
Good for
I know
you.
the
I work
feeling.
in the government.
I know the feeling.
Step back a little bit. I think it was earlier in the week. I'm pretty sure it was earlier in the week. I went to a bottle share that Chris and Lil were hosting at their Airbnb, which was a lot of fun. I tried a bunch of great stuff. Some weird stuff, too.
Weird.
Some stuff that we're actually going to review
Really?
today as well.
Nice.
I got to see Fred Gilbert as well.
Freddie.
Yeah. There was an OKI.
Did he ever get his
15?
his old Forester bottle?
I don't know.
No.
I didn't ask.
He asked me.
Okay.
I was like, I don't have it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea.
There was an OKI 15, which was some of that Buffalo Trace distilled wild turkey,
Oh, that thing?
that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Blood Oath Pact 3.
Mm.
The Old Granddad 16 year,
Oh, yeah.
100 proof,
Heard about that.
which was okay.
Okay.
This crazy thing, it's called Rebecca Creek. It's
The fuck is
16 years old, 127 proof. It's MGP.
that? 16-year MGP?
Yeah.
The
At
good's
barrel
good?
proof.
The
It
good
was
good?
it was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Little Book The Infinite.
Oh, I tried that.
What'd you think about it?
Not bad.
I thought it was okay.
I got a sample of it with Mike Green at Kentucky
There you
Tailgate.
go.
Yeah.
Fred, Chris, Lil, Swan did a blend.
Oh, thanks to
At
Swan
New
for
Riff.
being on the episode.
Oh yeah, that was an awesome episode
Yeah.
too. They did a blend up at New Riff.
Oh, he said he
Too?
did that.
Yeah.
Yips.
I got to try
That's
it.
what he did.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that he actually got it in a bottle.
Yeah.
He made it sound like it was just a tasting.
No.
Little devil. Didn't even elaborate. They had it?
Yeah.
Did he bring it?
No, Swan wasn't there.
Oh. I was going to say.
I don't know if Swan got a bottle.
Oh.
I
was
just
like,
yeah.
that
Fred
son
had
of
it
that
and-
son of a...
Yeah.
No. He told me about that.
Then also got to try the oldest Jim Beam
Ever.
that's ever been released to the public from the Bardstown collection this year. It's that like 20-year-old Beam.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
I've heard about it, but I was trying to see the age and I didn't know. So it's 20-year-old?
I think so. 109 proof.
How was it?
Phenomenal.
Hmm.
Oh, you know what else I did too? Tim Gunderman was in town too.
Yeah, I saw the pictures.
I invited you to come out to Four
I didn't
Roses
say it
with
like
us.
that. I'm saying I saw the pictures when you were there, and y'all were doing the bougiest thing I've ever seen.
We
in my
were
life.
doing caviar bumps in the parking lot at Four Roses.
Out of control. Out of control.
It was awesome.
Snorting caviar.
Yeah. Oh, and I did a pour over too.
You did. You sent me that.
Caviar, which that will happen on the podcast.
I don't know how I feel about caviar.
We are going to do it on the podcast.
If Tim was involved, I might do it.
We can. What do we have to do? Zoom him in?
Maybe.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
You know he works at a distillery now, right?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Timmy.
So
Fucking somebody has caviar in their car at Four Roses. You know they on another level. That's all I'm going to say.
anyway, it's
And
been
he probably had to deal with grease the night or two before.
Oh, we had to deal with grease.
I saw videos from that too. So
Yep. Folks, we got a big bunch of reviews that we got to do this week. We don't have to do these reviews, but I wanted to do these reviews.
we don't have to.
Well, they
All right,
weren't
I'll see you
sent.
later.
Come back.
I'm back.
These are reviews mainly of products that one's kind of a follow-up from last year.
Okay.
One is, I would say, one of my more highly anticipated bourbons
Okay.
for this year. And the other, I don't have words for the sheer hype that is around this bottle. Hype. So we're going to start with the follow-up pour.
Okay.
Okay. This came from our buddy Jason Hale.
Okay. Oh, so there's another version?
There
of
is
this?
another version of the Maker's Mark Cellar Aged.
Okay.
This is the 2024 edition. Okay.
Now, 2023 is what we had, right?
2023 is what we had, and we were not impressed.
The
by
hype
it.
did not live up to the palate.
No. So we're gonna see how this one does.
Do you think they listen and they're like, we probably need to?
I don't
can we just
know
Take
if-
the rest of that.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, we only had an ounce, so
You think they listen to our review and they're like, we gotta fix this?
I don't know if it was our review,
Probably.
but
I'm assuming
been.
it was.
Yeah.
Why not?
it is a blend of 12 and 13-year-old whiskey at 119.3 proof.
119.
That's high. That's high
I was gonna
for
say.
yeah. Wow, that didn't really.
Maybe they figured it out. Yeah, because what was the last one? 111, 12?
I don't remember.
Something?
Looks like the price is about 180.
Okay.
So,
What was the age you said again?
I
A blend of
So
15 and 13?
no, it's 15% 12 years old
12.
and 85% 13-year-old.
13-year-old.
Dang
Basically,
it.
13-year-old Maker's Mark at almost 120 proof. Let's go.
All right.
Okay, Maker's Mark. I see you.
It
I see you, baby.
immediately smells better than last year's did.
I see
We
you.
tried so many times to love the 2023 Maker Cellar.
Just by smelling this, I kind of wish the same thing happened to us as last year when we got sent about 20 ounces.
We got sent so much. that
I'm
episode.
like, guess what? Somebody gave me some. You're like, guess what?
So
Somebody
did we.
Then somebody sends us some. We had like 5 ounces apiece.
We had some left over from that episode, and I was like, well, I want Dad to try it too. And then I had some I left over for like another stream or something.
This smells delicious.
It smells, I mean, just leaps and bounds better.
It smells like fall.
It does. It smells like fall at Maker's Mark.
It smells like fall. It smells like the outside leaves and like, it smells like Maker's Mark. Okay. They did listen. They did hear us. They did. That's delicious. That's delicious.
It is hot though.
Oh yeah. It's got a Kentucky hug on it. But it is mocha.
Oh yeah.
I think I found out why they took the mocha staves away from the single barrels, because they ran out. Because they've had mocha staves sitting in this for 20 years.
Do you know about the Lost Recipe Makers release?
What is that?
It's some new release with the mocha stave added back in. Yeah, I just found out about it last night on my live stream.
What? Since when did Maker's Mark just suddenly start like doing all these special things? Because they went from none to now all the time.
I don't know.
They've been hoarding whiskey apparently.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I need to try that.
Yeah.
Is that like is it out?
Yeah.
This is delicious. This is mocha. This is coffee in fall. It's like having a coffee in fall, like, and you're at a Rick House tour. It's coffee in barrel. This is delicious.
It gets better on the second sip too.
God bless.
Oh my gosh.
That's one of the darkest tasting wheated bourbons I've had in a while.
So much barrel influence. Every bit of the 13-year in there. I don't feel like the 12-year is weighing it down.
That proof.
The proof is really nice.
Man, that's good.
Ooh, buddy.
When did this get released?
Recently.
Yeah.
I mean, the whiskey drop that they did, just came out.
People get that in this? People get this in that?
Yeah.
Damn. How much a month do they pay for that?
It's not a month. It's like
just a one-time thing.
It's like twice a year, I think, maybe. I don't know. Sure.
It'd probably be worth it for this bottle. There is also like some green on there.
Yeah, there is a little bit of the green appleiness.
I don't know if it's apple.
I'm getting apple.
I mean, I think it's outside. I think it's like dew. It's like grass and dew.
Maybe. Yeah.
It is. It's like fall. It's like having coffee in the fall. Like it's delicious. Thumbs up Maker's Mark.
Yeah. They definitely turned it around, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not having that same feeling of like.
No, I was so disappointed on that last time.
Well, yeah, and the big complaint or criticism that we had was, why would I get this when I can get 3, 4, 5 cast strength bottles instead? And I still think, as far as like value goes, it's a fair chunk of money. Yeah. But even still, 13-year-old makers.
Yeah.
12-year-old makers.
That's good.
Not bad at all.
Mm-hmm.
Nose, palate, finish, and price. Each category is out of 5. Final score is out of 20. What you giving on the nose here, buddy?
I'm going to go with a 4 on the nose.
I think I'm going to give it a 4 as well.
I think it smells refreshing. It instantly smells good. I think palate. It tastes great. I mean, it's not blowing me away. I think a 3.5 on the palate.
I'm thinking the same thing. I wish it weren't so hot. It does temper down a little bit after going back for, multiple sips, but it's still a little ethanol forward. But I am somebody who likes a lot of barrel influence as well on my bourbons,
My burbs.
So I'm gonna also go with the 3.5 there. I think the finish is. You don't like it?
No, I was saying like.
Oh, real nice. I thought
Real
I thought you were giving it a 3.
No. I'm doing the little this thing.
Yeah, real nice. A-okay.
Yeah. It's 4.5 to a 5. Like I'm struggling. 4.5.
I'm gonna give it a 4.5 as well. I think if it were a little brighter,
Yeah.
I would probably push it towards a 5 because it is really relying on these like heavy molasses notes on the finish, which I don't hate by any means. It's just kind of a little, even though it is long and bold, it can just get a little bit one note.
I just think it's a great finish.
Yeah,
honestly.
I do too, but 4.5.
Yeah.
For me. Price
180.
180. 3.5.
I'll agree.
Yeah.
I think
It's just a lot.
it's a lot. It's
I like that bottle though.
Yeah.
The bottle shape, the new limited maker's bottle shape, I think is really cool.
It's 3.5. I feel like I repeat myself all the time. 3.5 is kind of like my safety when I think like not bad, could be better.
Yeah.
I mean, 150, 120, maybe. I would love to see it at that.
I think 150 would be.
They could also
My
went 200
ceiling.
and above. So like they have room to go. I think when you compare it to other things that are that expensive. So 3.5. Yeah.
3.5 for me as well. So that puts us both at a 15.5.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's
Cool.
good.
Yeah.
I like that way better. I didn't even know there was a 2024.
We're all about surprises here today.
Oh, I've been so like knee deep in the podcast, like making sure the content comes out. I haven't even researched anything because I'm all about that research.
Oh yeah, I know. When I think Whiskey Mutant
Research
and podcasts, I think research. Yeah. Okay. This is, as I was saying, one of my most anticipated releases of the year. Now, this one came from Fred Gilbert.
Freddie.
I got a sad story about this one.
Oh no.
Okay. I got this sample at Chris and Lil's Bottle Share.
Okay.
When I got to my house, I was getting out of my car. And I got it out of my car. And it slipped out of my hand. And it broke on my garage floor.
Then how is it here?
Because the next day I saw him and he gave me 2 more
He
ounces.
was nice enough to give. He
was
shared
nice.
half a bottle with you.
He was nice enough to give me 2 more ounces. This is the Booker's Reserve.
Oh, that new one.
The new one.
And he gave you 4 ounces.
Yeah.
Sexy son of a. Love Fred.
So this is like $150 a bottle, if I'm not mistaken. It's made up of 8 different barrels, so around like 1,600 bottles. Yeah, that's one. The youngest is around 8 years old, and the oldest,
How many barrels?
8.
8 barrels of boogers.
Yeah.
Damn.
So like 1,600 bottles.
Damn.
Probably.
Okay.
The oldest in it is 14 years old.
Oh.
And I always get this name wrong. It's not Booker's Reserve. It's Booker's The Reserves.
Like the backups.
Yeah. 127.8 proof. The youngest is 8 years, 12 months, 2 days. Wouldn't that be 8 years? Wouldn't that be 9 years, 2 days?
Why would they say that?
That doesn't make any sense.
So the youngest thing in this is older than a normal Booker's because it's usually like 7 years old or something like
8 years, 2 months, 12 days.
Oh.
That person on Reddit just got it wrong.
Somebody on Reddit got something wrong?
Never.
Ooh.
What a shocker. MSRP of $130.
130. 8, 9, 10, 14.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting. It's very savory.
Which, that's Booker's for you. That's just Booker's.
You know, if it smells, you know, I know we got a lot of peanuts on Booker's, but this is almost like, you know, like an Asian dressing where it's like the peanut sauce.
Oh, yeah.
It's got a very savory peanut sauce nose.
Yeah.
Not bad. It's not bad. I will just echo what you said. Not bad. Did you just say not bad, or did I just say not
I think you said it in your head.
Yeah, I said in my head. Because I really want to like this. Like,
I do like it. I just don't love it.
I mean, yeah, I guess I could say I don't love it. I want to, like, hype it up like Booker's, but I feel like it's just like all the other Bookers. I feel like there's a Knob Creek pick that is way better than this. Like a random Knob Creek pick is way better than this.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't care if this wasn't like if this was like a
Just a regular Booker's.
just yeah.
It's crazy that okay. Maker Cellar aged is somehow beating this.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the stats on it, it's like, look at all this Booker's blended together to make this thing. And the name almost did it. The reserves.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make the backups. Call it the backups. We're going to take all this extra Booker's we have that we didn't use and just make a blend of it. Now that we've already tasted, on the palate, I mean, it just tastes like Knob Creek. It tastes like a Knob Creek. It's got just the typical Knob Creek flavor.
You want their tasting notes?
Yeah.
Nose, notes of dried fruit and nuanced brown sugar sweetness. Taste, complex, rich vanilla with hints of charred oak. And finish, full-bodied with long and lingering notes of baking spice. I mean, I guess.
I don't really get any vanilla. It tastes like Knob Creek to me.
Yeah.
It does. It tastes like just a regular Knob Creek. Which is not a bad thing, but for this release and the price and everything is not, it's not what I want out of this.
Mm. I don't know. Maybe it would be better on fresh crack.
Would it though?
I don't know. I'm just saying. Because
would it though? I don't know. Nose palette, finish price. Perry, what are you giving the nose?
Nose for me is a 2.5.
Same. You saw me put it in the phone.
Oh, I didn't actually.
Oh.
No.
2.5. 2 palate.
I'm actually going to give it a 2.5 on the palate.
Okay.
I think it's also very middle of the road. It seems like it's trying to push through a barrier of like really wanting to be this dark, complex.
It ain't doing it though.
But it's like whispers of it. Finish is, man, it's all just middle of the road for me, man. It's also a 2.5 for me there.
It's a 2 for me.
Ooh. What about the price?
It's a 2 for me. Is that 150?
130.
I mean, almost $100 cheaper. I can buy Knob Creek and be just as happy.
Knob Creek, like 100 proof? Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, too. With this being the proof it is, the finish, like you were saying, just isn't there. I felt the same way. Like, a Knob Creek, like, peanut buttery boy Knob Creek, 100 proof drinks just the same.
Yeah.
It was very disappointing.
It's a 2.5.
Okay.
It's a 10 out of 20 for me.
I mean, I guess you get a box.
you get a box.
You get a box.
The bottle looks cool too.
You get a box, so I'll give it to you at 2.5 because you get a box. You can put another bottle in that, or you can flip it upside down and use it for like samples. That's what I do. See, down there on the floor.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
2.5. Oh well, excuse me. 10 out of 20 for me.
8.5.
You gave it a 2.5. Is that not a 9? You bumped it up a half.
Plus 2. I didn't bump it up.
I thought you bumped up the price to a 2.5.
No, I said I could see that.
Oh, okay.
I'm not doing it.
Gotcha.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Well.
I can get one of those boxes at the Goodwill. I've literally seen them there.
That's so sad.
It is.
What a depressing way to talk about it. All right. We got one last
I know
review,
what this one is.
one last sample.
Been excited. Been waiting.
Also from Fred Gilbert.
Fucking Fred Gilbert. MVP of the episode.
Russell's 15.
Shit, I've been waiting on this, baby.
15-year-old.
Look at that. Look at this
turkey.
label. Perfect. Look at that. Look at that. Evenly ripped off. Just great writing on it.
Yeah.
Like,
It was me.
Whoever put this label on here.
It was me.
Excellent job. Perfect.
Yeah, it was me.
Let's see what was in this bottle before. Oh, Buckner's 13.
Surprise!
Surprise! Surprise! It's Buckner's 13.
Oh no!
Russell's 15. Man, I've been waiting for this one.
Very excited for this. 117.2 proof, of course, 15 years old. This is $250 a bottle.
Sorry.
Don't cry.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It might be worth it.
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
It might not be.
Well, that's what we're here for. And that's what Fred Gilbert does. He gives us the chance.
Gives us the opportunity to try it without having to spend all that money.
Yes. All right. So Russell's 15. We've talked about Russell's 13 on here. We've never actually got a full bottle of any of this. The two bottles that we have that we pour out of, me and Swan. Well, Swan found it, split it with somebody else. It's been split bottles. I've never actually got a in the wild bottle of Russell's 13.
Mm.
And of course, I didn't have a chance to get to Russell's 15.
I had a full bottle of Russell's 13.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did. That was that time that you all got it and you didn't tell me about it.
No, this was before you were on the podcast.
Mm-mm.
let's just move on.
No, but Russell's 15 came out. Probably had a chance to get it, but just didn't have $250. So,
Whoa.
I'm not saying it's not worth that. I'm just saying at the time I didn't have it.
Smells like dusty turkey.
Oh, God.
Why did you smell it? Why did you do what you're supposed to do on this podcast?
No, why didn't I just smelled it and I go, why didn't I go get a bottle?
Oh.
Now I'm mad. Why didn't I just I could have just delayed a payment or something. I should have. That smells so good. That smells like dusty turkey.
I don't really does.
And if you're listening and you never had dusty turkey, I'm sorry, because there's really no other way to describe it other than dusty turkey. Like, that is a actual note. Like, dusty turkey is a note, and I don't know how to, like, do you know how to break that note down? Other than dusty turkey?
Other than, like, musty, it's tough too.
It is.
It's tough
but
too.
If you've had dusty turkey, you know what we mean when we say dusty turkey.
Yeah.
It smells like dusty turkey. Damn it. It smells good.
All right.
All right. Damn it. It tastes delicious. Why is that the most wild turkey cheesy gold label tasting thing I've ever had that's not actually wild turkey cheesy gold foil? Were there more batches of, like, were there several batches, or did they just do, this is wild turkey 15? Russell's 15. I can't even talk right now. Dude.
I don't know.
That's fucking good. So I will pull out more notes on the palate. It's dusty turkey, but there is a cinnamon vanilla, like, swirl thing that is just blowing my mind right now. And it lights up your mouth too, man. Like, it hits all part of your tongue, and it hits the cheeks, everything. It claps the cheeks. It really does. Yeah. Finish is delicious too.
Yeah. There is almost a little bit of, like, a barbecue note on the palate too.
I could get that little sweet, savory type deal. A little honey barbecue. Like a honey barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Like a little sweet barbecue. Damn.
But regardless, I mean, it's...
Okay. If you go back to...
Ooh, buddy.
If you go back to last week when we reviewed this, the Wild Turkey, it's 8-year, the 70th edition, 70th anniversary. What did we give it? Like 18?
I mean, I said I gave it a 17.5, and I actually gave it, or I said I gave it an 18.5, but I actually gave it a 17.5. So,
and what did I do? Same, something like
pretty
that.
much. Yeah.
What that lacked to get it up to almost a 20. This has. I don't know if it's the finish, the mouthfeel, like hitting everything. I mean, I'm just going to say it. This is probably a 19.5 out of 20 for me.
I think so too. I'm the only thing that I'm struggling with, and it's just because it's so expensive. It would be the price. You know?
I think that keeps it from a 20 because I think the jump from the 13-year-old Russells to being what 75, then it jumped up to what 100, 150.
Yeah,
and then this jumped up to 250.
Yeah, and this is also a nationwide release. Like, this is not just limited to Kentucky or just limited to, the Southeast region. This is available across the United States.
If this MSRP was $199.99,
It would be a 5.
yeah, I mean, and I know $252. No, that's $50. I'm saying that would be the perfect price, just because it's a little bit more affordable.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
It's still like a.
I mean, it's a 19.5 out of me. I mean, I'm doing 5s and then a 4.5.
I'm giving it 5s and then a 4.
Okay.
Camera's
going crazy. Even the camera's like, "What the hell are you talking about?" I was like,
I'm largely kind of speechless about this because of how good it is. It is. I'm trying to process some of this because I feel like I'm also going into like spaces of memory of like growing up and feeling like
in the Matrix
flavors of like my childhood too, and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Like it's not just the experience of drinking this bourbon. It's bringing back. It's just bringing back like core memories.
Yeah, I mean,
it's wild how perfectly crafted this is.
It's crazy. Damn. What a way to end this one.
Well, we're not done yet.
I mean, with the review section.
Well, yeah.
Man, I'm punching myself right now. I should have just pulled the trigger.
Should have. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Then you might not have been able to get the Buckner 17.
It's true.
But even still, I mean, this is...
Okay,
buddy.
Moving on.
Okay.
Moving on.
Well,
Not going to think about it. Not going to think about it. What are we doing?
we're doing something we haven't done in a while.
Oh, shit.
We're bringing this back on what I would like to offer up as a... Don't get sad about it. I want us to bring this back as a more regular segment. I think it's missing.
The news.
I mean, maybe. There's news we could talk about.
Nah.
Yeah. Barrel Rings.
Barrel Rings. What is Barrel Rings?
Barrel Rings is the segment of the show that you can be a part of, dear listener or viewer, by calling in to the show or leaving us a text message. We got a phone number that is our hotline. And that number is 859-428-8253. 859-428-8253. You can call us and leave a voicemail or text us, and we will read that message out on the show. But this voicemail comes from our dear friend, Jared Quant.
What's up, guys? It's Jared again. And boy, does it feel good to be back. I think Perry is realizing his mistake and cutting out barrel rings as a weekly thing because it's good. It's a good, wholesome segment to kind of balance things out. I also forgot what that answering machine message was. That's something. It's still something.
I forgot about that.
Leaving another one. It's been a long time. A little rusty here. I hope everything's going well. It was a great interview with Chad. He did well. I like the uncut version better. I don't really know what you left in, but it was good stuff. I hope you guys are well. Perry, I hope the baby is doing well. And I hope your wife is also doing well. And, I look forward to speaking to you guys more. All right.
Probably not two things. A few things.
Is that it?
That's it. That was the whole thing.
No questions?
First of all, thank you for calling in, Jared. Second of all, I think there was some questioning around how we select the voicemails or texts that we respond to on Barrel Rings back when we were doing them regularly.
Oh, yeah.
We just listen to or read whatever we get. We don't select them at random.
No,
It's like if we
just
get
it's
them,
in a row,
we get
we just
them.
play it
We've
and
listened
go
to
on.
them. Like people were saying, like, "Oh, you only listen to this, that, or the other." It's like no.
How many times have
Jared-
we said these are the only 2 people or 3 people that call in or text? Like
If Jared or Bill call in, that's the only one
they
that
go
we
in
listen
order.
to. Sorry,
We just go in order. So if you are bitching about the barrel rings, they only do. Then did you really even call or text? Yeah, high proof hot take. Don't give your opinion if you ain't doing it. Thanks, Jared.
Baby's doing great. I don't know if I really even talked about this at the top of the episode.
I said it in the last couple episodes.
I know.
Baby doing great. Mama's doing great. Dad's doing great, except your bumper.
Yeah, which is not repaired, by the way, too. If you couldn't gather that from me talking about the accident. But yeah, Ella's doing wonderful. She's keeping us up a little bit right now. Lucy's doing phenomenal as well. She's
the best.
She's doing great, man. This was a much smoother delivery than the previous one was, too. I won't get into specifics, but we were able to plan a little bit more ahead of time, so we didn't have as many issues.
Yeah.
We actually didn't really have any issues during the delivery. She had a little bit of nausea postpartum, I guess.
Postpartum.
Yeah. That I mean, it cleared up fairly quickly, so we were very thankful that things got better, and yeah, we're doing well. So I'm just sleepy,
Yeah, you'll get used to it.
or I won't, and I'll
No.
just be tired for the rest of my life.
No, you'll get used to the tiredness.
Yeah.
Just trust me.
Fair enough. Call in, leave us a text message.
Yeah, call in, leave a text message.
Yeah, it's
Find out that we don't pick and choose.
yeah,
before
we
you
will
say
read.
something.
We will read out or listen to every single one
Everyone.
throughout the week.
Shit. Pissing me off.
High proof hot takes.
I already said mine just now.
I feel like
Don't give the opinion if you ain't doing it. Oh, they do this, do this. Did you do your part? No. Okay, then you don't have no right to talk.
I got a very specific one to me. If your dog is known to be aggressive,
Ooh.
put a muzzle on it, even if somebody else's dog is not on a leash, which I take ownership over. It was my fault that she got away. There are still little kids and dogs in the neighborhood.
I agree.
Your aggressive dog should probably be muzzled.
I agree.
Tips and bits.
Tips and bits.
It's the segment of the show that we use to recommend things that we have been watching, listening to, reading, just enjoying recently. I'm going to have to just like break mine up over the next few weeks because
You got a lot.
I got a lot.
You've been watching, playing, doing stuff.
Yeah. So I'm going to let you go first.
I am going to recommend a movie.
You want to know something funny?
What?
I have watched one spooky movie this whole season and one spooky show. Well, 2 spooky shows if you count Agatha. The new season of What We Do in the Shadows just started, and it's been great so far. There's 3 episodes out as of recording. But I just haven't had a whole lot of time to watch anything else other than Nightmare Before Christmas, which we watched with Eden a couple times. And otherwise, it's just been like, we've been kind of, anyway.
In a Violent Nature.
Oh, okay.
It's a slasher movie I watched recently that I actually watched it for the second time because the first time I drank a lot of bourbon and then decided to watch it, and I didn't remember a whole lot. I just fully admit. But I would say this is straight up a homage to the classic slasher. But it is from kind of the point of view of the slasher. Like you're not following like the campers or like the survivors or the victims. Like you're basically kind of seeing what's happening on the backside with the slasher.
Yeah.
So when like the ending sequence comes, there's like, you know, it looks like the survivor and this other person have like this kind of like story relationship thing, but you don't know anything about that, which I don't know how I feel. I realized that I really do like the campy stories of like the survivor girl or like the kid who survived the last 10 years in this area.
Right.
But also this has one of the most brutal kills I've ever seen of a slasher movie.
Oh, you haven't seen Terrifier 3 yet.
Well, I haven't.
Which apparently has
I know. I've heard.
Scenes that make people throw up and pass out in theaters and leave and ask for their money back and clutch their pearls.
But this is like Jason in the Woods type silent killer. This guy has abnormal strength. How does he... Spoiler alert for a movie that's been out for like 2 years. There's a girl up on a mountain doing yoga.
Oh, I know this.
He has a hook.
Yes. I know this now.
A hook in one hand, a hook in the other that's connected by chains. He punches a hole through her belly and hooks up that, and then he pulls her back in her head through the hole that he just punched in and pretty much knocks her. And it was amazing. So, great kills, but I'm not sure that I enjoyed it enough to... you know, say this is the best thing ever. I just miss the campy stories and drama and dialogue when you see more of the victim's point of view. So that's it.
There was a new Zelda game that came out while I was gone.
Oh, I saw that.
Echoes of Wisdom, where you actually play as Princess Zelda, not as Link. And I am very close to 100%ing it. Finally, it's been out for roughly a month at this point. A lot of fun. Not my favorite Zelda game of all time. It's kind of like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom light, in terms of it being a little bit more open world. You don't have to follow a very linear path in your beating of dungeons or anything, but it's good. It's a lot of fun. Highly recommend it. You know, Switch 2 or whatever it's going to be called is going to be announced soon. I'm sure that's going to be...
It's about time.
Yeah. 8 years ago is when the Switch was announced.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Was I married? Yeah, I was married by that point, which is insane.
Married to your Switch.
No, I didn't have a Switch at that point.
Oh.
It took me a long time to get a Switch. Like a couple years into the cycle. Anyway. I've also been reading a lot of comic books while I've been gone, so I'll kind of spread it out a little bit over time. Did you know that in DC books, they've been doing short little AEW stories?
I haven't read anything recent. Like, I've only read, like, old stuff.
I thought that they were doing, like, promoting, like, an AEW comic.
Yeah.
But no, they've just been doing like little inserts of AEW stories.
Nice.
It's pretty funny. Not funny like the stories are funny. It's just like a weird thing that they've included. But I'll talk about two things from DC. One is Absolute Power, which was a crossover event where Amanda Waller basically kind of tried to remove all superheroes from the DC world. And it was terrible. It was one of the worst crossover stories I have ever read. It was only 4 issues long, thank God. But it was awful. But then the first issue of Absolute Batman and the first issue of Absolute Wonder Woman have both come out recently. And they were both pretty good.
I want to get...
I enjoyed them.
I've read a little bit and seen like how they're doing the Absolute. Is it be Batman, Superman, all the people? I would like to get into that. Why is Batman so huge? I'm not going to ask. And why is that bat on his chest so square? I'm not going to ask until I read it. So don't tell me anything. That's all I'm saying.
It's strange, but it's fun. I like how kind of campy it is.
Okay.
So
I'm into it.
I'll let you take your time.
Okay.
That's all I'll do for this week.
So You know what you should do
I do.
right now, not next week, not last week, not anytime, but now go to patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast. For as little as $1 a month, you can support this show. And at $5, you get all the bonus stuff. We do 3 extra shows a week. No, 2 a week. This show uncut early. Watch out.
I'm not leaving. I stood
Watch
up
out.
for a second to adjust.
All the bonus stuff, all the
stool
goods,
fell over.
all the goods is the best thing to do. Patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast. If you want to get some merch, you can go to bourbonshop.threadless.com. Perry puts all the stuff up over there. If you want to send us an email, you can send an email to thisismybourbonshop@gmail.com.
You got it this week.
I did. I got it this week.
I had to edit it a couple times last week.
It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, send an email. If that's how you like to communicate, go ahead. If you want to send us a sample, you can send a sample to
P.O. Box 22609, Lexington, Kentucky 40522.
Samples, snacks, packages, clothes, anything you want to do, send it to that. We also are on all social media. You can follow the show at My Bourbon Pod. You can follow Perry at PRitter1792. You can follow me at Whiskey Mutant. You can also follow my other podcast. It's a Small Disney podcast on Instagram. Check out that. You can watch this episode.
Follow April Smith, April 859.
She doesn't like when I say that.
You didn't.
I didn't. You did. So I'm good. You can go to Facebook.com. Facebook.com. Just go to the app if you want. Join the group. We have a Facebook group. This is My Bourbon Podcast. Join there. You also, if you go back to the top where I just said, if you join the Patreon, you also get access to our Discord. We're always talking. Everybody's hanging out in there.
It's a good time.
It is. Go to youtube.com. You can follow the show. You can watch this episode in the video version, and you can watch Perry every Thursday night live. He does reviews there that you may not get on the main episode. I try to join him when I can, when nothing's going on. Winter is usually the better part because I don't have as many sports things going on with my kids.
You usually have stuff going on.
That's true. And then just like, comment, subscribe, share the show, tell people about it, join in on the fun anywhere you can. That's TIMBP, baby.
That's it, man.
We hope you have a good Halloween. We want to pair some stuff. Tag us in all your pairings, all your Halloween or Easter candy, if that's what you like to get for Halloween. But that's it. That's an episode.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, I'm...
Get smoking!
I don't think you even have to put a thing on that one.
I don't want to. See y'all next time. Until then, though, I love you.
I love you.
Thank you so much for everything.
I hate myself.
Don't be mad.
Because I didn't get that bottle.
Yeah.
That's me.
Be kind to one another. Love you guys. See you next time. I'm Perry.
I'm Eric.
And this is My Bourbon Podcast.
See ya.